Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahweh for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters are edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, volume 245. And in this edition, man, we're going to speak about a recurring event of the same travesties, the same disasters, man, that's taking place, man. In this edition, we're going to talk about first, it was George Floyd, then it was Jacob Blake, and now Dijon Kizzee. Dijon Kizzee. And I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. But those three individuals that I just named all have something very too common. And they have been murdered by the hands of the police, man. Well, in the case of Jacob Blake, he wasn't murdered, but he was, shot by the police. And, from what I hear, I believe Jacob Blake is paralyzed from waist down, I believe. So that's like a psychological death. That's like a mental death. Okay. But George Floyd and Dijon Kizzee are deceased, okay, by the hands of police officials. You already know about Breonna Taylor. So many more of people of color have died in the hands of the police, man. And it's like every other day, every other week, every other month, you're seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. In the scriptures, man, in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 8, it speaks about this very thing that's happening right now. And what do it speaks about in Ecclesiastes 5 and 8? In a nutshell, it pretty much tell you, don't be surprised if you see a poor person being oppressed by the powerful, okay? And don't be surprised if not only you see the poor being oppressed, but also experiencing violation of justice, okay? And righteousness. It says, don't be surprised or amazed or astonished by this. You see, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 tell you there's nothing new under the sun. So this particular behavior is nothing new. So all these, protesting, Black Lives Matter marches, the need to vote, to make a change, all these type of campaigns and things of that nature, it's not stopping what's happening to our people of color. They are continuing to get gunned down. They are continued to not only get gunned down, but they are continued to be murdered by the hands of the police. When in the slavery days, it spoke about people of color being lynched. Well, you know what? There's a modern day public lynching taking place. And what is that modern day public lynching? It's the police's killing Jake, man. Cold-blooded, man. What you see on the screen is the partner, okay, of Dijon Kizzee, okay? And as you can see, man, she's grieving. There's a collage of him, I believe. I can't remember if it's just him or his children or if he had children. But this man was gunned down on August 31st of this year. And most recently, an autopsy revealed that Dijon, Kizzee, was shot 15 times by LA sheriffs. 15 times, man. 15 times. Okay? Reports say, those that know the story, this man was on his bicycle, not in the car, bicycle, on his bike. And apparently there was a vehicle code violation that Dijon had got involved with. And they pursued him in regards to this vehicle code violation. And he fled. And eventually he was killed. Now listen to what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. This man was on a bicycle. And they said that he had a vehicle code violation. And this man fled and they killed him. This is what I'm saying. Jacob Blake, all right, was being a peacemaker in a situation. And as he walked away, turned his back on the police to get in his car, and he was shot several times, unarmed, you know. And everybody know about George Floyd, his situation. It's just utterly ridiculous, man. What's the name of the lesson, man? Sound of the End Times, Biblical News, volume 245. And what are we dealing with? First, George Floyd, then Jacob Blake, now Dijon, Kizzee, man. Whew. I mean, this is nothing but a recurring event that this is not going to end no time soon. It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Just wait till this so-called president election that's going to take place in less than, 6 weeks, 7 weeks from now. You best believe if Donald Trump gets a second term, it's going to get even worse for Jake. And on the flip side, if somehow Joe Biden is put in office, all the white supremacist Donald Trump supporters are going to go bananas. And guess who is going to be targeted at? Yep, you guessed it. Jake, a.k.a. people of color, man. Now tell me we ain't in the sign of the end times. Everybody think it's barbecue and bubble yum. No, man, it's life or death. I mean, we are in dangerous times, and I don't have to really stress that we're in dangerous time. If you just look at what's been happening, man, since March of this year, all the way up until now, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. I hope you sincere, brothers and sisters was edified by this word. We give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. And hey, listen, man, if you are watching this video and a family member of yours have been taken away, life have been taken away by the hands of the police, listen, man, my heart goes out to you people, man. As Israelites, we supposed to support and love one another. But that ain't what we got going on today. Instead, we hate one another, man. And that's another clear sign we in the end times, where there is no more love amongst our own people, man. In a time we supposed to be together on one accord, fighting against these devils out here, we have been divided. Cold-blooded, man. Already. Shalom.